Always 25, 29.
It's not always like that.
Yeah?
It's not always like that.
Yeah, because when you filmed, obviously it decreases.
Are you trying to make me look silly?
Yeah, but you are silly though.
I'm recording.
Oh rah. But
you see? You see?
No, I'm a very slow person, like sometimes.
Sometimes.
They say academically bright, practically dim.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really am. Like
That's the curse of most of us, trust me.
This girl's hair is always on point.
Listen,
like always on point.
Looking very fine, girl. Sweet. Looking swag.
I said we are looking fine.
Oh, we are looking swag.
Wait, you've got something on your hair on your eyelash.
Oh, thank you. I know when you have to try.
You have to. You actually have to. Anyway, let us start. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, once again, I have another special guest. Drum roll, please.
Hey guys, what's good?
Oh my goodness. Courtney is on my freaking channel today. Do you know how gassed I am right now? Honestly, we just finished filming a video for her channel.
Yeah.
So make sure you head over. What's your channel?
Courtney Daniella.
Courtney Daniella. I will leave the link to the link to her channel below, so make sure you look in the description box and her channel's there. Make sure you subscribe to this girl. This girl is hilarious. Like honestly, all of her videos are they're amazing, good quality, but she just is so funny as well, so make sure you check it out. Okay,
thanks,
make sure you check it out. But
thanks, girl.
We've been having some fun, enjoying life over here, partying, you know, just enjoying life. But today we're coming with quite a big question that I think will take some dissecting. It's about to get real. Yeah. But before I even get into that, I do want to make a disclaimer to say that I have posted videos before where I've talked about topics that are quite big or quite controversial in the past, and a lot of people have commented on these things, or I've said certain things that were quite controversial, and people have, you know, commented kind of like in the comment section, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You are so young. What do you mean? No. One thing that I do want to say is that never have I ever said that I know it all, because I acknowledge that I do not know it all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm young, I'm still young, Courtney's still young. She's younger than me. Yeah. We're still young. We're not saying that we know everything. We're not saying that we have all the answers. We're not saying that, yeah, the way we say
this is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah.
This is the way it is. All I'm saying is that there's certain things that I have an opinion about, and my opinion might change in maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then maybe I'll address it again. But I just like to talk about certain topics, so please don't come for me. But today we are essentially talking about the topic of, can women have it all? It's something that we constantly discuss. We constantly see people discussing on like blogs, on or even in films. For example, if you've watched, like, do you watch Being Mary Jane?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being Mary Jane was literally the epitome of, can she have it all? Have her career, have her job there, also have a man, also have a home, also have all of that. So can women have it all? So Courtney, I'm gonna let you go first and let us know what you think. It's a big question though.
Yeah, it is a big question.
Do you think that women can have it all?
Yes.
Okay.
I do think women can have it all, but I think everything has its season. That's that.
you know one of them where she just comes in here being so wise and just like, oh god, yes.
Yeah, I really think everything has its season. You can have it all eventually, but there will be times where you have some but not others. And I think it's for you to recognize that I need to use this time to channel my energy into just this. And once I'm done with this, then I can add that to it. Then I can add this to it. You can't just have it all and do it at the same time, because you can't divide your energy and your attention into doing several different things at once and think you're going to do it well. I mean, if you're going to take your time to focus on your career, take these couple of years, focus on your career. And then when you get to a point where you feel like your career has been established, go and find yourself a man.
But I think with that though, not even to, sorry to cut you, but with that, I think a lot of people get at a point where they're focusing so much on their career, and then they start saying, no, but I don't have time for a man. No, but I don't have time for a relationship. No, but I don't have time. I feel like we all have time. We just don't want to make that time because it means that you have to sacrifice a bit of time for the other thing that you're doing, which is obviously your career, for a guy. And sometimes we feel as though we don't want to do that because is it even going to be worth it? And I'm not going to lie, in this day and age, a lot of guys, is it worth it?
No.
Go on to, if you want to know why Courtney's making her face here, go onto her channel. She has what was the name of the video?
What, my worst date story?
Yes. Courtney has experienced some wahala in life. Honestly, this girl yesterday as well, she was gisting and she was just telling us of some of the nonsensity that you guys. Honestly, some guys are just very hickey.
Some guys are hacker.
Go onto her channel and watch those videos. That's why she's making that face. But but that's what I'm talking about. You know, sometimes it's hard for a woman to even be like, do I even want to sacrifice my time for that person?
Yeah.
Because you think, these guys, they're just not coming correct. Like, obviously we're not generalizing. There are guys out there that are amazing. We just haven't met many of them, but I'm sure they're out there. If you're there, holla in the comment section. What's good? What's going on? Hey. No, I'm just kidding. But so in that sense, I feel like women don't really want to sacrifice their time, and so they'd rather just focus on their career though.
That's quite true. But I think also we shouldn't I think in this generation, now it might go back to your video that you recorded recently, that we expect that once we do something, it should turn out right.
Yes.
You need to understand that once you try the first time, it might not work, and you need to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
And you need to be you need to be willing to learn from that. You can't just think that now that, you know, I'm gonna divert my attention from my career or maybe share that attention with a relationship. That now I'm gonna go into this relationship and he's really gonna love me and we're gonna get married. You know? It's not. You might fail at it. Just like you could fail in your career, God forbid, but it could happen, and you might need to divert your attention to something else. But don't expect to just you're turning your attention to this because you want to do everything in segments and think that you're gonna get it right in the allocated time to it. You know, like so many women are like, oh, between the ages of 21 and 25, I'm gonna, you know, build my empire. Then 25 and 30, I'm gonna be married. And then like 29, I'm gonna have my first kid. But reality is that really and truly life doesn't work like that. You know, everything happens in its own time, and it goes back to that thing of seasons. Everything has its season, and I'm not gonna lie, I used to be like that, and there are still times even till now when I'm like, I want to be married, because I'm not gonna lie, I'll be like, okay, I want to be married by the time I'm 25, but I've always said that I don't want to have kids too early, so I don't even mind having kids at like 30. So I said, okay, I'm gonna have time where it can just be me and my husband, but we're still building our careers and we're still building the foundations. Because one thing about me is that I refuse to bring children up in the same situation that I had, or when I'm not there financially. I want to give my kids everything that I wasn't able to have when I was a kid. So I will only bring kids into this world when it's appropriate to do so. So take that.
I said, yes, don't be in a rush to have children, especially if you cannot provide for them in the way in which you would probably want to provide for them. Honestly, there is no rush. And yes, babies look cute and they look, oh, I want to dress them up. Oh, I want them to be matching with me. Babies are not accessories. They're another human being who you have to mold in order to be a part of this world. So please take heed of that. But anyway, that's another video for another day. But you know, I do have certain time frames, but I constantly have to remind myself that actually we're human beings, and actually things don't go exactly the way in which we plan for it to go. And again, going back to this idea of we're human beings, guys are also human beings, so you can't try to fit a man into your plans and your schedule, and almost like, okay, so now I need to find a man, right, he needs to be this and this, okay, now but collect and try and fit him in, because that's going to make him want to run in the other direction.
And he might not be ready. Everyone is on their journey, and he really might not be ready, and then you're there trying to make him, and that's how you get, you know, guys that are stuck in relationships that they don't want to be in, and then, you know, they cheating
and all that stuff. None of it. Sometimes they don't just cheat off their own back, but you know, even if a woman be good to them, but you know, we ain't gonna talk about that.
We ain't gonna be bitter.
We ain't gonna be bitter, but no, but in kind of like reply to the initial question, I do believe that women can have it all. It just takes a lot of work. Like I also had this discussion when I was doing radio. I stopped radio for a little bit of time, but I'm going back very soon, so make sure you keep an eye out on my social media. You will see when I'm back on radio. But I asked this question. There was a guy in there and two women, and so there was essentially three women, all of us, and one guy. And we essentially all came to the conclusion that yes, women can have it all, but we are going to have to sacrifice.
Yes.
And that's one thing that I feel like people think that, but why does a woman have to sacrifice? Number one, that's not necessarily the case, because both sides have to sacrifice. At the end of the day, a relationship is made of sacrifices. You cannot expect to go into something where it's not just you anymore, because it's not just about you anymore. It's about you and your partner, and expect not to sacrifice, because one day where he wants to go out with you, but then you're busy, you might have to be like, okay, babe, do you know what? I'm going to change my plans and I'm going to come out with you, because you're realizing that that's your partner and you love them or you whatever, and you want to grow and you want to get closer together. So you are going to have to sacrifice.
Definitely.
So if you're not prepared to do that, then I feel like you'll never be able to have everything that you want.
Yeah.
But
it's weird you say that, actually, because I've got a video coming up on my channel saying like, are you ready for God's blessing?
Yeah.
And basically the two parts of that is, in order to receive God's blessing for you, you need to sacrifice and you need to take responsibility.
Yes.
And like, I feel
is
like
this off
that
of the back
applies.
of a sermon by T.D. Jakes?
No.
Really?
No.
That is so sick. Okay, you and T.D. Jakes are in sync then.
Okay.
Because he has a video basically about that. It's called Praying in Jesus' Name. And he basically was talking about blessings and burdens. He was basically saying how you're praying and you're praying for your blessing, but are you ready to take on the burden? Because every blessing comes with a burden. Every miracle comes with misery. Because, for example, he was talking about himself as a pastor, about how before he became this famous pastor, he didn't have to worry about everything that he said. He didn't have to worry about when he goes out and who he's with, or how close he is with certain people or whatever. But he asked for his blessing. His blessing came. Now he's become one of the world's biggest pastors, leading one of the world's biggest churches. And now the burden is that he now has to be careful of everything that he says. He can't just go out and just do whatever he wants. He has to be very careful, because he knows that people will constantly judge him and that sort of thing. So wait, that's it. Okay.
Cool,
but anyway,
cool.
sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, so as a young lady, if you're really planning on, I want to have everything, you have to be willing to know that you're asking for other people to come into your life. You're asking for a whole bunch of responsibility. If you want to be a mother, if you want to be in a certain career, if you want to be a wife, if you want to be a friend with somebody, that comes with responsibility. And you're going to have to sacrifice certain things in your life in order, like you're saying, to make a relationship work or to make a career work. You're going to have to sacrifice. And if you're not prepared for that, then you need to be careful, because your blessing might not actually come. And as much as you might tell yourself, I'm ready, unless you've acted on your readiness, then you're not truly ready. And so, yeah, just be careful of that. I think definitely be ready to take on the burden. The
burden as well. I think, and it's definitely something that you have to sit down and have a conversation with yourself about. Because you could be praying for your blessing and thinking, why is my husband not coming? I want husband. But you don't actually realize that maybe you might not actually give your all in that relationship, because you would be too busy focusing on your career, which is not a bad thing. Again, if you know that is what you want to do, and you just want to focus on your career, go ahead and do that. If you know that you just want to find someone, get married, and be even housewife, I do not see that as not a job, you know. Most people say that, oh, being a housewife is whatever, especially in the 21st century. Some people might see it as anti-feminist. I'm 100% a feminist, but I feel as though being a wife and being a housewife is an honor, and it's a beautiful thing. Really, like, my mum was a housewife for many years before she only just recently went back to work. And that meant that I had my mum when every performance that I ever had, my mum was there. Anything that I was doing and I asked her to come and attend, my mum was always there. My mum was always there when I came home from school. She was always there to make us dinner and for us to be together. You know, my mum was the anchor in our home. So please, no one undermine anyone that just wants that. Not even just, because it's not even a just thing, but that wants to be a house. To be honest, housewife should get paid. Because what do? You go, you clean the house, you look after your kids, you do this, you do that.
Free childcare, free house cleaning, free chef.
Honestly, like, a housewife is a job too.
Listen, building a household is building an empire.
Right.
Like, it's not a joke out.
So we rate any mum out there, or even house husbands, any dads out there who are stay at home and they look after the family and they hold it down. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So be proud in who you are and what you do. But in terms of the people who are kind of like 21st century women that are very independent, very, I want my career, but then also want a man, just be very careful as to how you approach that situation, because it is, a lot of it is down to, are you really willing to sacrifice and make time for the other person? If not, then is that really what you want, or would you rather just concentrate on your career? So that's another question actually that I really wanted to get into. I know this is a little bit long, but just to touch on this idea of like being very independent. Where do you kind of cross that line and that boundary of I'm an independent woman, I do it myself? Because you often see independent women do it myself, I make my own money, blah blah. But then on things like Twitter, you'll see people bantering girls or young women who are like, no, but I wouldn't pay for the first date, and then they're like, but you're independent though.
Can somebody really answer that question? Because I'm on Twitter all the time and I see it. I'm an independent woman. Can you imagine I went on a date and he didn't even pay? What are you really asking for? What are you really asking for?
I think it confuses some guys, because they're like, well, you're independent, but where do you kind of cross the like, where is the line?
Where's the line?
Yeah.
For me, okay, let's take the date situation.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you need to pay for my date, and it's not because I cannot pay.
Are you talking about first date or like,
first date?
Okay,
first date. No, if we're in a relationship, then we can like I can pay for you one time.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. But when you're first trying to gain my attention and my love, you need to pay, because it's not that I can't pay for my date. You know that I can pay for my meal, but you're showing me that you really want my time. I get paid for my time. Do you get what I mean? In your career, you get paid for your time.
So time is money, bro.
It's that time is money. So if you really want me to, be around you, it's a kind gesture. Buying somebody food is a very nice gesture. If like I bought you food, it's not because Nissy ain't got pee. I need to buy her. It's because I'm your friend. So it's the same with a relationship, even if not more so. So I think food communicates. This is social anthropology.
Social anthropologist up in the house.
Like, food communicates, and if you're buying me food, it's a nice gesture. It's not just about the finances behind it for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's 100% okay to be an independent woman, as in you get your own money. I always encourage it anyway. I encourage all my ladies out there, go out and stand on your own 2 feet. You do not, in this day and age, and I will say it again, I don't care what anyone says, you do not in this day and age need to be relying on a man for money, for finances. You don't need to do it unless you're obviously living in a different country where things are not exactly the same.
The norms are different.
The norms are different, etc. That's a different question. But in this case, where for example we're living in the UK, you do not need to be relying on a guy for money. Go out there and do it yourself. However, it doesn't mean that a man cannot be a gentleman.
Definitely not.
Chivalry is always nice. It's not dead, and it's okay. Like, why is it even a discussion? Like, it's okay. You have asked me out, as in the guy has approached me, because it tends to be that the guy approaches. Nowadays, obviously, it can happen that way. But if you have asked me out and you said, oh, well, I want to get to know you, can I take you out from somewhere? I have now gone to go and put my clothes on, which probably will cost me something.
This makeups is
expensive. I've gone to put on makeups, but yet one common £10-20 meal you don't pay for. That just, for me personally, that just shows that you're not being a man, because it just makes me feel like, if you can't even do that small gesture for me, imagine how it's going to be like in the future, or holding down, like you said, holding down a household. For me anyway, I know that feels like, oh, but you're digging too deep into the first date. But honestly, your first date is the initial part when you really get to know someone and you think, okay, do I want to meet this person again? Because that's when you kind of decide, do I want to get to know this person again, or are we never going to see each other again? Do you know what I mean? So yes, ladies, be independent and do your own thing, but do not undermine a man as well for the things that he does do and the good things that he does. But at the same time, guys as well, it's okay. You don't need to argue with us about everything. Just listen, I'm going to take you out today, pay for the first meal, and then later on, it's cool. And you guys can be paying for each other.
Definitely.
So that's what I'll cross the line. But anyway, this video is getting extremely long. But I hope that we kind of gave a good overview.
Hopefully you guys got something.
Hopefully you guys got something from it. But if you have any more questions, make sure you do comment in the comment section. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Or head over to Courtney's channel as well. Again, all the information will be in the description box. Courtney Daniella. So make sure you go and you follow her and you subscribe to her. But yeah, hope that you enjoy this video.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here, guys. I love this side of your channel.
Honestly,
your channel is just go down to the comment section, and you guys are lit.
Oh, listen, honestly, and there's some people that I've said in my other videos that I've been riding from day one. So I really do appreciate you guys. But yeah, I'll see you guys again in my next video. So stay beautiful.
All right.
We filmed our 2 videos. This is good though. That means